Day of the Summit 7 American qualifiers. Today is a special day, though, because we are going to be starting the playoff run. We have 4 teams remaining that are going to be battling it out for just one qualifier spot to come out to Los Angeles and compete at the chillest event of the year. It's Thunderbirds, SG Esports, Team NP, and Digital Chaos is the final 4. And for our starting best of 3 today, it's going to be Thunderbirds versus SG Esports. I'm Dakota from Beyond the Summit, and I'm going to be joined by the Water Boy himself, Lacoste. Welcome, my friend. How are you feeling today?
Hello, my friend, and hello to all the beautiful players all around the world. I'm good. I'm hyped. This is what we're waiting for. So
we have a lot to cover. We have a lot to cover already before the picks get underway. First thing I want to touch base on, Lacoste, is congratulations. You have now entered the realm of every other caster. A fun little tweet from Aloda or Mad is just a rite of passage for a lot of us, and I'm glad you got to deserve it. But one thing I want to know, Lacoste, is can you explain this picture with you in the hot tub and with Loda there as well? You kind of creepy in the background. What's happening, man?
Well, I was trying to join 2 of them, but they had some business to do before that, so I had to step aside, just enjoy the view, and then join them. No, I'm kidding. That was I can't remember which land in Germany. It was long ago. We were just chilling there.
Good stuff.
And that's pretty much it.
Well, it's going to be a wonderful day of Dota. I'm sure everyone's going to be excited about it, but let's get some things covered. Coming into this matchup, as you know, there's a lot of server discussion. There's a new kind of rule happening with this Summit qualifier that for a lot of these South American teams, we are going to be giving them the option to have a South American server for like game number 2. This one got a bit interesting between these 2 teams. It was pre-discussed. Obviously, I wasn't there for these discussions, so I can't tell you what went down. But apparently, it was pre-agreed upon between the managers that they were going to be using US East, and US East for all 3 games. Thunderbirds are playing currently in the West. Actually, they're probably like 20 minutes from where I am right now. And obviously, for SG, they're coming from South America. Apparently, their connection to US East is better, obviously, than US West. So they all came to an agreement that they were going to US East all the way through. Apparently, though, Tavo did not like this or was not about this for whatever reason, Lacoste, and he dipped. And now we have a sub. So.
Yeah, that's correct. We've been waiting for him for like 15 minutes. First, he had some kind of PC problem. Then I guess he didn't want to play because he has too much of a ping. And then they swapped They swapped him out for a player from Club Midas Elite.
Yeah,
and
yeah, go ahead.
It's not allowed. Yeah, it's not allowed. But good guy Thunderbirds agreed that he can play, and admins agreed on it. So we're good to go.
It's obviously unfortunate that we had to be starting our awesome hype playoff day with a chunk of delay right there. But a lot of things had to get agreed upon and hammered out. And shouts to Thunderbirds. They were very patient because of the delay, and as you mentioned, they were kind enough to let SG Esports play with the sub. It should never be about the teams kind of making these decisions, but we really needed to get the games going, and we didn't want to have to start things off with a DQ, of course. So let's get into the action, folks. It's game number 1, and it's going to be Thunderbirds on the Dire side, picking up the Treon Protector and then going right into an Alchemist. Okay, then. And on the side of SG, they will be sporting an early pickup of the Dazzle and then following it up with their own greedy one in the Bounty Hunter here.
Yeah, Train Protector, kind of a normal pick for Thunderbirds. I didn't expect Alchemist to be picked so early. We didn't see any of the Alch bans so far from what I saw in the previous days, past 3 or 4 days. Seems like Thunderbirds, what they're saying actually is we're taking this super seriously and we want to win.
It really does. I mean, if you're pulling at Alchemist, especially in American qualifiers, there's definitely something wrong with you. And it's you want to nerd sweat and you want to get the win right away. And no fussing around here for Thunderbirds. I don't really blame them. There's a lot of Dota happening this week. Multiple qualifiers, Epicenter, Summit, Zotac, and all sorts of that nature. And these teams are trying to get to as many lands as possible and try to earn themselves the right to be able to maybe secure a trip to TI, the biggest, most prestigious, best event
10
of
seconds
the year.
remaining.
Here we go now. SG now segueing into their second phase of pickups. They're going to go right for the Centaur Warrunner. Someone able to kind of be their initiator. They needed a stun. They got one now. A beefcake to be able to get in and out of the fight when necessary. What's the interaction now between Treant's Root and Stampede? If you get Root first, then Stampede, are you still kind of stuck in your spot?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. It's, it's a little finicky there, but what do you think about the Centaur pick overall?
Centaur kind of fallen off because of the Aghanim Scepter. It was nerfed from 70%, and right now it's I'm not sure if it's 50 or 40, but it's still viable. But usually Centaur players decide to go for something else.
Isn't it crazy to think that when this hero first came out with that Agnums, that, what was it, 80%? I'm pretty sure 80% was the number they landed on to start with that damage reduction, and then it got whittled down all the way to that, 40% now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like no one reads the change logs for
yeah, they're like,
for Dota. It's like, okay, we're gonna add the 80% chance damage, not chance, 80% damage reduction on this hero, and he's not picked for like half a year.
And then suddenly, the one day comes, a Dota 2 captain says, let's go ahead and try this guy out. Maybe in a scrim, maybe in a practice, maybe even in their pub. And then they recognize the power, and they start throwing it into that Rolodex of drafts that they like. And then IceFrog realizes he made a big mistake and has to start tweaking those numbers real fast. That is what happened to Centaur, and now we find him in kind of the middle tier area of offlaners right now. Thunderbirds since then have been able to sneak up the Witch Doctor for themselves, a formidable support, and could turn out pretty nice as they do follow it up with now a Bat Rider, some additional lockdown to provide, and since then the mighty Terrorblade for SG here, Lacoste.
Yeah, Terrorblade combined with the Dazzle, always good to have. You can pull off Sunder really easily, just change the whole fight with it. On the side of Thunderbirds, look at all that heal. I mean, Alchemist just alone is super scary if he gets farm, and he will get farm eventually. With Treant Protector, Living Armor, and Witch Doctor heal, I mean, that hero can sustain like a minute in a fight without dying.
Yeah, the sustain's pretty out of control already from Thunderbirds. And,
10 seconds remaining.
It's something that SG are going to have to try to find their way to fight through. It feels like they're pulling together some sort of heavy objective, almost 5-man kind of a lineup coming out. The ban on the Bristleback
time
makes things a bit intriguing here for SG. It kind of says something about what they are looking to achieve in this game. Maybe trying to kind of be more close together, take more long-winded fights, and try to just take the objective at hand. But I could be overreading it. We have Thunderbird's last ban right now, as SG are going to be looking for what appears to be their mid-lane grab, something to possibly be going against that Alchemist.
Yeah, well, Thunderbirds can go for Jug as well, more heal, just some burst damage, a good late game. It's good against Centaur on the lane as well.
Jug is just, always a great pick when you need a core. Just as I said before, he is like the definition of the original like Dota 2 hero. Just a little bit of everything.
5 seconds remaining.
Outside of that, he could be, or either that or some way to kind of deal with the Terrorblade. Whether it be a way to get some heavy bursts to finish him off before a Sunder is there or a Grave is there. Or something to be able to jump the back lines, maybe to take care of the Dazzle beforehand. Or Mjolnir candidate that can help rip through the illusions. We'll have to see what Misery's thinking about here.
Yeah, that's everything you mentioned. That's a Juggernaut, but they might still go for like a hero like an Axe or Righty.
Ooh, Queen of Pain, which they're not going to be doing the old classic Alk mid lane, it would appear.
Yeah, it's going to be Weeha on that Queen of Pain on mid and safe lane Alk. Well, Alk will get pretty much the same amount of farm as he gets on mid, less levels, but with Treant Protector and Witch Doctor against Centaur, it's just a free farm for Alk. Maybe an Invoker for SG. They showed some good performance yesterday.
Yeah, it was funny because we were leading up to that point yesterday where we were not seeing really any Evoker at all, and we got a couple of sweet Invoker games yesterday, and one of them, as you mentioned, was by the hands of SG here. But we got to consider the fact they are going to be playing with a sub, and I don't know how that's going to be changing up the role. I saw a murmur that it could be likely we see King RD shift gears over to that offlane position to fill for Tavo,
10
and
seconds
then
remaining.
their sub steps in for the support position. I'm not too sure,
5
so
seconds
we'll have to see if that plays a factor.
Ursa Warrior.
Ursa comes out. The Man Fighter to be able to go toe-to-toe with Alchemist for HFN.
So what is it gonna be, a Terrorblade on mid?
I mean, if he gets that ideal matchup where it's kind of one-on-one and he can throw out that ridiculous nuke, it could be very troublesome, but versus Queen of Pain,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they're still thinking it could be an Alchemist mid and that's what they're hoping for, but this is going to be very intriguing here. It does look like their sub will be stepping in for the Bounty Hunter, and King RD is indeed going to be taking in the Centaur. So quite a switch up here.
Yeah, well, they switch players, so they have to switch
10
roles
seconds
because
remaining.
he's not an off-lane player. Their sub.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I can't remember on Maya's Club Elite. Is that even his name? That must be a different alias as well. Oh well. But probably playing the 4 position for MCE, and then we'll have, of course, C4T back on his
Playing.
support
Yeah, he's
position
playing position 5.
Oh, okay.
So position 5/4. It's always like that. So Bounty Hunter is his role already. Maybe they will swap. I mean, Ursa doesn't do good against Queen of Pain. Neither does Terrorblade, but Terrorblade is better than Ursa in every aspect because, I mean, Terrorblade at least has a range form, can use it in the first minute to just get the first 2 waves, and then he can switch to Forest. On the other side, if Ursa is mid, it's kind of meh. 100% time melee, yeah.
They may have the Bounty Hunter hang around to poke about a bit, but I would imagine Thunderbirds will be pre-prepped with some Sentry Wards if necessary. It's going to be a very interesting early game to watch, certainly for SG. But let's get into it, folks. This is going to start our very first game of the day. We did have a little bit of delay, so apologies about that, but we are underway. This is going to be playoff time now for Summit 7 American qualifiers. We have Thunderbirds going against SG Esports for our first best of 3, and then after this, we're going to be going into the next playoff matchup, which is, of course, Team NP going against Digital Chaos. Super hype day of Dota. And we did have to blow past a lot of the other American teams in that group stage to get to this point, but only one of these teams will qualify for the LAN.
Sadly.
Sadly. I mean, got the opportunity to come chill at the house with some of the hottest dudes on the block. Come on. Who wants to pass on that?
Yeah, you know what you should do? Like, just give them room so they can be there. I mean, if they can't compete, at least for those who want to be there, just chill. They should be allowed to come,
and watch and see what you missed out on. Definitely. They would rather do that, not go and play Dota and scrim. That's for sure. Yeah. Here, though, we're going to see some early movement. Nothing too surprising here from the Thunderbirds. A lot of attendance to the top lane to join Resolution on that Alchemist setup here for SG. It is indeed going to be HFN on his Ursa to the bottom lane. He'll be hanging out with his buddy Cat, aka C4T, on the Dazzle, and it looks like their stand-in is going to be also joining him for now, all the way down at the bottom. Indeed, ADR on the Terrorblade matchup against the Queen of Pain. Yes, he is going to be playing with that minor ping disadvantage, but SG have really been kind of, making the best of it, putting up some good games and recently getting that shutdown against Complexity.
Yeah, SG really played well against Complexity yesterday. Was it Complexity?
Yep.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Well, that mid matchup, I mean, look at Terrorblade. He's in the range form, will get pretty much the whole way with it. Kind of easy to last hit. He has a Quelling Blade as well. But after the form is gone, he's gonna have a problem against that Queen of Pain, especially when the level 2 Shadow Strike is on.
Yeah, he has the PMS, but he's just so damn weak. Terrorblade is seriously made of paper. 520 life, the 1 Shadow Strike, he's already below health. He might have to go hit the Shrine Probably pretty early in this lane. It's probably something he had expected. Oh, top! We catch the last second, but it is going to be the one and only stand-in to step in and get the courier takedown with his bounty hunter. Nice snipe.
Yeah, yeah. You were saying Terrorblade made of paper, 11 armor.
I mean, he's made of paper that is inside a very strong binder, okay?
Yeah, alrighty.
The armor does help, you know, a little bit with the physical, but this is Queen of Pain we're talking about here, you know? Scream of Pain's going to be coming online, and his armor is not going to have much to say about that.
Yeah, Trin Protector on top. Did they force him to use a Shrine? Not yet. Centaur should be really careful. Has a half HP though. Poor man's shield up. But, if they get a stun on.
They're blocking his pull. The coconut flies. It finds connection. The bounce actually comes back, but it is going to be the first blood of the game going the way of the T-Birds. We also have Bounty Hunter currently getting in the face of Moon Meander here, who's built up a double stack for himself. Bounty Hunter obviously wants a piece of that pie for sure. And he'll get a regen too. That's pretty nice.
Regeneration.
Nice. Well, Bounty Hunter is did kill the chicken, and he still has no experience though.
Well,
but he's getting the bounty runes. Yeah, that's why he's called the Bounty Hunter.
Exactly. And he got the courier kill too. So even though he's lacking the XP, he's still doing work for the team overall. But you're right. He's going to have to buckle down and get that going. Top lane, King RD fending off some harassment coming his way with a good little stomp. But the pressure is certainly on, and the Alchemist is kind of coasting his way through that top lane at 15 and 4 CS. Check back at mid lane. We at 18 and 4 to the ADR Terrorblade 12 and 1 at the moment. So no surprise to see Weehaw beginning to take off at the moment on his Queen of Pain.
Yeah, well, Terrorblade lasted long on that mid, the full 2.5 minutes, and he is back to jungle. Well, he can stand on the lane when the Metamorphosis is up. When it's not, he should be in the jungle.
We do have a sentry ward here on the Bounty Hunter as he hangs through the top lane. Saxa is currently hiding within that tree, but if he shows himself, could quickly spout out some detection, but it is a full 3-on-3 at the moment. Your big breadwinner of the CS game is HFN here down at the bottom in his one-on-one matchup against Moon Meander, sporting 25 and 10 denies. Moon Meander has been stepping off to the jungle on the side, making those stacks that we saw before, and you know, getting a good offshore account going so he can burst his way towards that Blink Dagger. Yeah,
HFN went for Windlace and just straight to Phase Boot, so he wants to have as much movement speed as he has against the Bat Rider. Pretty good build. Also, look at his skill build. Not 1 point in Overpower. He wanted to have 2 in Earth Shock. But this is really good build when you want to get a soul.
Moves on top lane. King RD gonna have to pop out the stun as Saxa makes his move with resolution, and it looks like they should be able to get the swarm. He dishes out the double edge, but Amaldic's been committed, and it is all Thunderbirds for this gank attempt.
Yeah, look at Dazzle's XP. He was lacking 1 creep to get level 3, and he would have a grave there. It would be a different story if there was a grave.
Do you think it was overconfidence at all going in for that point into the poison touch, or did they really think they were going to be able to get the upper hand in that bottom lane? What if he went with the grave early and no poison touch at all? Ooh, hold on, top lane, move for resolution. They get him with a good stun hit, double edge. The slow's there for the poison, and the shuriken toss also helps out. A living armor does come out, but it's not going to be good enough for the save. SG get themselves on the board.
Yeah, well, Dazzle could have gone for just Shadow Wave and Shallow Grave build, and then get it on level 3 if needed, just to set up a gank, double slow, Orb of Venom, Jinada when he gets it on Bounty Hunter.
Or save the point, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, here we go again. Top lane, as Resolution steps in, he gets hit with a hard heal bomb. King RD helps set it up with the stomp, but he himself now gets hit with some good pop shots coming out from Misery, and will have to step off, but you know, it is going to be concerning for Thunderbirds as long as the Bounty Hunter is off the radar. They can't allow themselves to get overextended in these lanes with low life and without backup nearby.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Cancels the south. Little cheeky Bounty Hunter. And then they are able to plant their own ward, does Thunderbirds here.
Yeah, we'll still see, still have to see, oh, Queen of Pain getting Invis rune. This is the best that she could have got. They have
Oh!
no vision on her.
Bounty Hunter walks back towards the Bounty Rune, and little does he know they had that sentry there planted. The second he does that step back is when Saksa can step in, and they're going to be able to pick him off. 4-1 now for Thunderbirds.
Yeah, Misery went for 2 points in Maledict, so they want to have like a good kill potential with a good slow from Treant Protector, some Acid Spray. They have also good kill potential, but so does SG. It depends how they want to play it. I mean, Dazzle is level 4 now, and Shallow Grave is on, but they don't have any sentries. Oh, the one is placed right now.
Yep, as they drop it, they will see Saksa there. King RD is trying to deal with this pull.
Radiant's
And it
middle
looks like he'll
tower
be able to
is under
gobble up a lot of the
attack.
money from it with the assistance he's been given. So they'll turn this into a full aggro setup again and trying to make sure Resolution doesn't really have his own way with the farm there. But back at mid lane, you know, Weehaw is level 7 now. Currently no mana for the Sonic Wave, but I imagine something he's going to be looking to put to use here very soon. Has an Invis in his bottle and
Yeah.
a TP scroll, so...
Going back to Shrine, Invis gonna TP top and try to get at least a triple kill.
Yeah, definitely. So now hitting that Shrine. Top action could be breaking down momentarily. They trade sentries once again. Weehaw's en route. Let's see how long SG risk hanging around. King RD is so low. I hope Cat's going to be there in time for the grave. He heads towards the side shop right now as Saksa begins to move forward, but they see him. Well, there's
He's already
Weehaw
behind them.
from behind. Could get the snipe. Goes for it. Sonic Wave's going to be there. The stun comes out, though. And now they look to turn it around onto Weehaw. He's able to get the double edge off, but it will not be enough for the finish. Living Armor will come out, and it's a successful rotation from Wee.
Yeah, that's a big mistake from Dazzle. He actually casted the Poison Touch and Heal instead of, and then didn't have mana for Shallow Grave.
Yeah.
They could have gotten the Queen of Pain there.
Could have gotten the Queen of Pain, and the Centaur could have lived, possibly. So
Yeah.
just obviously not suspecting Weehaw to suddenly be there at that moment with the Invis. But unfortunate knee-jerk reactions and non-calculations of mana led to this. So back to the drawing board they go. Ooh, bottom lane.
Oh!
He blinked in for it, goes for the TP, and will make it out.
Oh, that was unfortunate for Ursa. He went back, didn't expect actually Queen of Pain to be there. He has enough gold for Blink Dagger though, so we expect some movement from him.
Yeah, he's been kind of almost neglected in this bottom lane. Just up to his own devices, continuing to farm up has allowed him to get this Blink Dagger in pretty solid timing, and this could allow a little bit of snowball potential. You pair that together with, well, I was going to say the track hopefully soon, but he's only level 3. Get this boy a tome and try to get him to level 6 soon, I'd hope.
Yeah, he needs 2 tomes to get to level 6.
Radiant's middle
Ursa
tower is
TPing.
under attack.
Ursa TPing.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, TPing back to
Dire's
base to a
turret
shrine.
has been killed.
Smoke is popped. Another courier kill.
Dyers gets
Radiant's
taken
middle
down
tower
here.
is under attack.
Nicely done once again from their stand-in. The Bounty Hunter able to snipe it up for himself. But here we go. Debut of the Blink Dagger. Where's it going to be? HFN is
Radiant's
taking his
middle
business
tower
all
has
the way
fallen.
towards the top lane. While that happens, Weehaw has been able to snipe down the tower in the mid lane here. But we're going to keep eyes at top. The bear is running, and he is angry. And he hates Misery. Chomps him down with little to no effort, and now the pressure is going to be on Resolution. Swing and a miss on the stun, though. And they hit him up with the Living Armor. Now with rotations coming out, HFN is eating way too much damage. He's attempting to run away, but Weehaw's the one to show up, and he could chase on.
There's
HFN
Grave.
pops the
Can
ulti.
he make it?
Save him! He's not able to get there for the Grave, and he's going to get Sonic blasted down. Please at least Grave yourself so you do not get dropped. He does not have a TP scroll either.
Whoa,
all these
man.
Grave,
Whoa.
they're going to chase him down and just get the easy finish. What is happening?
Ursa dropped a Blink Dagger, man, and tried to pick it up so he can blink away, but Resolution picked it up.
Oh no! Are you serious?
Yes. Yep. Taunting.
Dire's structures are
Or he was trying to pick
Radiant's
it
top
up
tower
so he
is
could
under
blink
attack.
away, actually. Not take damage. It's a
Oh,
disaster.
no. Oh no. Okay then. Well, that that changes a lot of things here. Ursa's poor net worth drops all the way back down, and Resolutions goes all the way up. All right, what kind of deficit are SG going to be able to play themselves out from now as they have to get back to the grind?
So you need to farm another Blink Dagger. Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Man, too bad Dota doesn't have like a Shacked in a Fool, because that would be a perfect Shacked in a Fool. It's kind of like bloopers, you know, sports bloopers, but unfortunately not one to laugh at if you're a big SG fan. This one will set him back a bit, but let's see what they can do to fight their way back into it. Look at this. They have spotted out Resolution. He's a little low, but oh! He gets hit during the armlet toggle, but unfortunately he toggles it once again, and now he can pop his ulti and just walk away with the regen. Very close opportunity there for the Bounty Hunter, but
Radiant's bottom
quite
tower
get the
is under attack.
I don't know what to feel about this game anymore. I mean, this stuff usually doesn't happen. I mean, you don't just lose your blink.
Gold and sweet.
Radiant's bottom
all
tower
these things do
is
happen.
under attack.
Damn it.
It's SG to try to make the best out of it.
Dire's
Moon
middle
has a
tower
Blink
is under
Dagger though, and
attack.
now a DD rune. And now is Hog tied up a nice little Terrorblade here, but not a lot of damage. Terrorblade's able to walk away, still has a Sunder, decides to turn and use it onto Saksa, and then the Stampede will come out. But for poor little Cat, he is going to get blasted apart, finished off. Misery also going to be going down though, as King RD picks up that kill in the top lane at the same time.
Yeah, well, he used that Stampede for them on mid to
Dire's
escape
top
and
tower
got
is
the
under
kill.
attack.
All right, props to King RD, getting a nice 2-for-1 special. Bounty Hunter is still keeping tabs on Resolution here. He's farming his way up towards that ever
Radiant's
so loving
bottom tower
Radiance
is under
item
attack.
coming out for him. Nice thing is, for this game, you know, Saksa could build his way towards the Medallion Solar Crest, and I imagine he could be one of the first candidates probably for that Agnum Scepter if it gets
Radiant's
to it.
bottom tower
Those triads
is
are
under
super
attack.
sweet.
Radiant's
Yeah,
structures
definitely.
are
He
fortified.
is the best candidate for Aghanim Scepter if the game drags. I mean, that's a huge step back, losing that Blink Dagger. Ursa went for Morbid Mask and is trying to get back into the game by killing the Roche.
Looks like he should be able to get it. No problem at all. Bounty Hunter continues to have eyes on Resolution as he hits his level 6, but they
Dire's
have
middle
no
tower
trouble
is
at all
under
moving into the
attack.
pit and getting it done.
Radiant's bottom
Thunderbirds have been
tower
busy,
has
just kind of
fallen.
farming elsewhere for now, as they're not really under too much threat. Looks like their
Yeah, but then
supports have been
talk-
able to get to level 6 as well, so they're in good fighting shape.
Yeah, didn't mention Terrorblade once. He has a good farm, has Dragonlance, almost same amount as Queen of Pain. It's Dragonlance, working towards
Worthy
Manta
tribute.
style, pretty classic build for him. Queen of Pain on the other
Radiant's
side
bottom
has
tower
Yule
is under
Scepter.
attack.
He wants to get rid of that track. Can go in, it's like super good item in this game. Can Yule Dazzle,
Radiant's
so he can
bottom
Grave,
tower
can
is under
Yule
attack.
also Ursa when he uses ultimate.
Weeha is
Dire's top
happy to be
tower is
obligated to
under
the bottom
attack.
lane push for now because of a lot of
Radiant's
attention
bottom tower
from
is
SG
under
has been here in the
attack.
top lane. Saksa continues to stalk King RD as he does rendezvous a bit with HFN nearby. Still trying to build that way towards getting the Blink Dagger once again. Now sports the Aegis though. But
Once
what's
again.
this? They got detection here,
Radiant's bottom
but they
tower
make the
is
immediate
under
jump to
attack.
go onto the Batrider. Now they can follow it up with a Saksa takedown. That's track money in the bank for
Dire's top
SG.
tower is
And they'll
under
follow it up
attack.
with a tier 1. This will definitely fill the pocket back up for SG after what they once lost.
Yeah, Ursa has enough money to buy a second Blink Dagger. Not things you usually say,
Yeah, but
like double
hey,
Blink Dagger.
imagine if they're able to kind of pull it off and come back and HFN finds his way into like a
Radiant's
godlike
bottom
streak. That
tower
would be
is under
pretty
attack.
impressive to
Dire's
say
top tower is
after
under
the
attack.
circumstances early on. Even now,
Radiant's
he's able to
bottom
fend
tower
off
has fallen.
a rotation to the
Dire's
top lane, and this could
structures
quickly
are
turn into
fortified.
2 towers taken down.
Dire's
ADR has a
top
lot of
tower
metamorphosis
is
to
under
pump out.
attack.
And they're going to be able to get it pretty dang low. Resolution now waltzes his way in. Meanwhile, Weeha has been able to do his own push at the bottom lane, but they turn it back around on the Resolution, and they burst him down. Stampede's going to be coming out as Moon makes his dive in. HFN having to swing for the fences as he has that Aegis. Now they're going to be committing in with a lasso. It's a grab onto the Bounty Hunter. He gets hit with a Grave and tries to walk out the other direction. Sonic Wave going to get committed, but it's HFN tearing apart Weehaw and taking him out of the game. HFN angry about the Blink Dagger. Takes down two. They drop the Sentry Ward and now they look to make their move. King RD is pretty far, can't quite get close enough. Can HFN hit him with the Earth Shock? Oh no, comes up a bit short. Moon's still there chasing. Oh, he tried to go for a pump kick TP, I guess, but the stacks are still there.
I'll take that.
Resolution's coming. Now he's going to be forced to pop out the ulti, tries to turn, but the stun comes out. Can he shred apart Moon? No, he gets hit up with the root, and it looks like they finally will be able to bring down the big bad bear.
Had no.
Well, still how amazingly good the SG is doing. Queen of Pain went in. I guess he thought he can't die there, but Centaur did a good stomp there, and Ursa just following up. Also, Bounty Hunter was providing vision for the whole team, so at every point they knew where they were. Also, they have a look at the ward in the enemy jungle.
Yep, nice deep one too. Gonna spot even someone. Oh, that's a nice ward. It's gone now though. Looks like Moon has been able to pick up a gem for his team, so pretty nice timing for that. Allows Thunderbirds to reclaim a couple of wards nearby and maintain vision in their own safety of the jungle.
If you look at the supports, I mean, Dazzle is the poorest one, but Dazzle does so much more than Witch Doctor, who's sitting only on Tranquil Boots. Also, Treant Protector doesn't have that much gold either. 3k gold only. I mean,
Dire's bottom tower is under
it's
attack.
those track kills that they got in the past few minutes.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, maybe towards level 15 he can get that gold talent, but the money income from Tree is not the fastest. In fact, for both him and Witch Doctor, they're not notoriously known for being great farmers. At least you can throw out a coconut into a wave and get some gold going your way, but it is a bit of a slow build-up for the support staff of Thunderbirds here. Another tower, though, will be going down for SG, and now the move has been made from the Thunderbirds. Moving in is going to be Weehaw. No hard commitment yet. Now the dust is going to be popped in. Looks like they have been able to spot Bounty Hunter. They will use the Yules on the Dazzle to cancel out his TP. The root will be there. Finds connection on the Bounty Hunter, and he will get finished. Looks like they'll also take the twofer, as Dazzle will go down too. Thunderbirds, good rotation, response play to the tier 1 takedown, earn themselves a double.
Yeah, it will be hard for SG right now because of that gem on Batrider. They have, one ward on their side of the map, and that's it.
Oh my. This is good.
It's going to be a lot of playing from the dark here for SG, unless they can either get a hold of that gem or get one for themselves. HFN. Looks like a Shadow Blade is going to be next in order for them. And on the ADR side of things, you were talking a bit about the Dragonlance he has. It looks like the Manta will be picked up there after. The overall net worth, he's hanging for his own. Resolution is the Alk, and it's no surprise to see him at the top of the net worth. I gotta say, he doesn't seem like he's not as far ahead as you expect most alchemists, but you can't really blame him after all those recent tussles that SG have gone for. Now they are going for a new one here as they smoke through the mid lane, almost have an opportunity to make the jump onto Weehaw, but he steps out and they look for new blood. Thunderbird's game sense, though.
Can they catch Misery?
Oh, he goes out. Oh, top lane, though. A tastier treat in Resolution. He does happen to pop the ulti, but they will be able to burst right through him. And that is why the Alchemist is not super far ahead in the net worth, just a little bit far ahead.
Immediate response from Thunderbirds, another smoke. They want to catch a kill. Alk will be back in 30 seconds with BOTs. If they find someone with a lasso, they can still push some towers.
A lucky find.
Poking around the Roche pit now is SG, but they still have a little over a minute before Roche may respawn. Mid lane, Thunderbirds are going to be fending off this push as best as possible, but they are not going to be able to get a whole lot going with that smoke towards the bottom lane. SG have continued to kind of migrate towards the top, maybe in hopes of someone else to come to the lane, and they can earn themselves a new pickoff. But for the time being, SG are kind of maintaining control of most of the map. feeling Thunderbirds kind of play a touch defensively here.
Yeah, there is one ward again from SG deep. They need to place different wards, not like what you usually place them because of that early gem pickup from Moon.
Okay, another pick on Resolution would be pretty sweet. Resolution gets spotted out and ripped to shreds. Does commit the ulti, but the Ursa just does so much work.
Oh, this Ursa, really unorthodox build on him. First he went for a Blink Dagger, then lost it, then went for Mask. This is what good players do. Like, he adapts to a situation. Like, he needed a Mask to kill the Roche there, then gets a Blink, obviously, and now with that Shadow Blade, he has enough kill potential to actually take down Alchemist alone.
Yeah, Alchemist I don't think is going to be doing a lot of those side pushes without at least having the intel to know if it's safe or not. Now becoming a bit too risky now that Ursa has shown the Shadow Blade here. It's almost would be kind of daunting to imagine how good he would be doing if he did not lose the Blink Dagger and was already an extra item ahead of this point. But hey, maybe it was a tactic. You know, hand over the Blink Dagger, make Thunderbirds feel good about themselves, feel good about having an Alchemist so farm, and then you just take all that net worth swing away. I'm probably overthinking it.
Yeah, well, it's SG. I mean, they are the taunt kings, so...
Right. Your Thunderbirds, though, are going on the move, everything off cooldown, and they are ready for a fight. Are they going to find it, though? They'll have to head into high ground area of the SG side.
Well, the thing about using scan is you know something is up. Like, if you see the enemy use scan, you know they're either afraid of farming, so they know you're up to something, and if you're not, then they're hunting you. That's it. So the immediate response from SG, they just went back to the left, just hide in the forest.
And now they are taking to their secret shop high ground, as both teams are turning a lot of focus around this Roche pit. Tbirds across the valley on one side, SG on the other. Both teams looking to maintain high ground dominance. Whatever fight could be approaching. Uh-oh, looks like C4T has been spotted on the other end. They're gonna have to force out a Stampede. Now ADR is gonna be popping the Metamorphosis, and they look to take it towards the Tbirds here, but it's an awkward approach. It looks like Tbirds may decide to turn and run. Now that they see the Metamorph already committed, they could avoid this fight and reapproach after not spending anything themselves.
Yeah, meta was used, and Stampede, so cooldown 2 minutes on meta, and they know Roche can be up pretty soon, so they just instantly went back. SG wants to make the most out of it, just trying to push the mid tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And it will earn them at least the tier 1 takedown, it looks like. It's not as nice as being able to swing through a good fight
Dire's middle
and
tower has
capitalize on all the benefits thereafter, but Thunderbirds do a nice job stepping away from a hostile environment, and now can be refreshed to take a new fight on their terms.
Yeah, interesting build on Weeha. He decides to go for Aghanim Scepter. Most of the time people don't go for it. When you have Alken team, you're gonna get it eventually if the game prolongs. But he thought that it's needed. They want to fight as much as they can. That's 40 seconds cooldown, and it gives him a good HP boost.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's a funky pickup. We used to see it a lot on Queen of Pains, who felt pretty heavy in either split pushing or at least de-pushing lanes when they know they're being heavily pressured from a push. But here it allows Thunderbirds an opportunity to take more fights more often. I mean, if you look at all of their cooldowns, they are pretty low. Lasso, Root, doesn't take the longest time, and they'll at least have everything good to go for any sort of fight that does approach. And now it's going to be Thunderbirds moving inside the pit. Can SG do anything about it? A stamping call will be there, as maybe they saw Moon take to the skies and wanted to narrowly avoid a lasso play. Now at half of its life, it's taking a little while here, and now the tracks are starting to come out from SG. The jump in is there, it's King RD, connection onto 2. Meanwhile, HFN just quickly rips apart Misery, and now they're gonna be making the move for Resolution. He does get off the frantic mana. Weehaw with a pretty good Sonic Wave, but King RD does get saved with the Grave. Now has to step back on out, and it's gonna be HFN moving into the pit and taking it for himself. It looks like Thunderbirds have just been bullied out of their own pit, and SG have taken it.
Oh, Moon is in, but alright, he has 4 stuff ready. Good timing on that SG, I mean, they even wasted the Centaur's Stampede before to run away. I mean, there was no real threat, but still they managed to take a good fight with a good grave, and the Centaur can just go in with these items, Pipe and the Force Staff. He doesn't think he can die at this moment, especially when there is a Dazzle standing behind you.
Casual Sonic Wave to slow down the push from SG here, but they are moving in for this tier 2.
Dire's middle tower is
Was
under attack.
Metamorph also wasn't even there for that fight either,
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah, Lincoln Sphere and Aegis on
Dire's middle
Terrorblade.
tower has fallen.
Lincoln Sphere, obviously, because of the Bat Rider, so he can't initiate on him. And if he wants to initiate, he has to commit Force Staff, then he's pretty much useless. And it's good against Queen of Pain for like using the Yule Scepter when he tries to run. And that's it.
Yeah, having
I
to
mean,
fight
good
through,
pickup. Yeah.
Yeah, having to fight through a Lincoln's, a Grave, and a Sunder is very, very tough. Terrorblade now with what feels like multiple lives, when already one is hard enough to fight through as it is. But here comes Thunderbirds, looking to take the momentum right back. Moon taken to the skies. HFN's right there, though. He is able to get off the lasso and pull him back, but is he pulling him into his own trouble? He will make it to the low ground, leaving him away. But we're not done there. Looks like Thunderbirds are still looking for a new approach. Saxo looking to walk on in. Punches down C4T. Can they get the Dazzle down? They will force out his Grave, but he could shortly be taken down. They will toss him in the air as he tries to go for the TP out. Weehaw in a bit of trouble, but there goes the root from Saxa. Narrowly able to save him. Misery tries to get off the Death Ward, but he gets taken down shortly after that. And now the T-Birds are on the run towards their high ground and towards the shrine.
Yeah, they managed to take down Centaur before the fight started, so Centaur had to commit to a buyback. Good initiation there, double stun, but the big overgrowth saved the Viha and the Resolution from dying there.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah, he was
is under
very patient
attack.
with it too. We saw Saxa kind of running down the Dazzle, and you know, he could have preemptively popped it at that point, but good patience right there allows Thunderbirds to escape. But it's still not looking like easy fights for them. SG even a little bit out of position for that one, still were able to kind of fend off Thunderbirds. Yes, it did cost King RD a buyback, but I don't imagine there's going to be too much high ground pressure coming up from Thunderbirds in the near future, but who knows? I could be eating my words soon enough.
I'll take that.
Yeah, the item progression on Terrorblade becomes insane. At this point, he has the same amount of net worth as Alk. That shouldn't happen, but those 2 kills from Ursa on Resolution really crippled Alchemist's farm.
Resolution 4, 4, and 8 on his Alk this game has been bullied quite a bit, unfortunately. Maybe being able to kind of maintain the map vision. I mean, he's getting close to that critical mass point when he can hand off maybe an axe to the tree and help them be able to see what's happening. But HFN.
HFN in trouble.
Oh! Walks himself right into Moon. He's able to shrug off the lasso and gets a few slashes in, but it's not going to be good enough. Now Misery steps forward, gets off a pretty good Maledict. They turn it around. It looks like they may be able to blast right through the bear. Resolution comes in and helps with a few chops, and King RD should be next. He tries to go for a stop TV, but they get him with the Yules, and he will be taken right back down. Maybe a bit overzealous this time and not anticipating the approach of Thunderbirds, but they are there with numbers, and they fend off SG.
Yeah, that Shadow Blade is really paying off in the past 15 minutes. He went for Midas, which allowed him to farm fast Aghanim Scepter after that, but they need to be more careful because of that gem on Batrider.
Ooh, what's this?
Radiant's
Bottom
top
lane.
tower
It's
is
Resolution
under
possibly spotted out, but oh, no further chase, it
Radiant
looks like.
structures are fortified.
ADR has taken his business elsewhere. Is without Metamorph for any additional slow or catch, it's futile of a chase. Bounty Hunter still doing his thing, moving around through, getting pretty deep. It looks like he has a
Radiant's top
Lotus
tower is
Orb
under attack.
queued up next, which will add an extra defensive layer on top of someone like HFN or even ADR.
Yeah, but that Lotus Orb, if you get like Coconut return, that would be awesome in a team fight.
It's easy to see. I mean, it's a slower projectile, so you could easily see it
so
coming and reflect it right back, and that will that will cause chaos amongst the Thunderbirds.
Coin of the realm.
Yeah.
baby.
I would love to see that. I hope that's the case here. He will need a little bit more time, a little bit more nourishment to get to that point, though, or at least some more track money. As SG have been kind of taking this opportunity to still grind through their way of farm. We still have plenty of time before a new Roche will be before us here. But more comfort for Thunderbirds as they still hold on to pretty much most of the map vision and control. They have that gem still for Moon and are a bit more comfortable moving around from both sides.
Yeah, those Bat Riders don't usually get that gem before Force Staff, but Moon thought it's a good idea to invest before it, and it's really paying off.
It looks like they have spotted. They have their own gem now. It's in the pocket of King RD, and already it may have paid for itself. A sweet little pickoff on Saksa, who was simply trying to provide a bit of intel for the team, will get picked off. This will allow now SG an opportunity to invade, scout out the jungle of Thunderbirds, and plant probably a few wards themselves. I see a couple already in the pocket of the Bounty Hunter here, and they're going to try to maintain some order.
Worthy
See if
tribute.
Thunderbirds, though. How
Radiant's
confident would
middle
you be in
tower is under
Thunderbirds in
attack.
like a high ground defense situation?
They have a good high ground. Acid Spray, Treant Protector Heal, Coconut, Screen of Pain ulti with low cooldown, also Bat Rider. It's really hard to push.
It's going to be hard for SG to break through that, and they have to work around those precious timings too, like the Metamorph in particular. So they have to make sure that when they have those windows to move in and try to seal out a solid high ground push, they have to make sure they get it done. You can't move in and like half-ass a tier 3 because you have the Treant Protector on the other side. No real, you know, unhealable damage in this case.
Yes, SG, what they want to do is try to get a pick off with that Ursa Shadowblade, just to devour everything they see. But I don't think they will commit to a push before Roche. Commit to a tier 3 push before the Roche. I mean, it's the third Roche, it's Aegis plus Cheese. But as if they wait too long, it might not favor them, because, I mean, you're playing against Alchemist. There are still 3 Aghanim Scepters and Moon Shards to give to your team.
Smoke move here from Thunderbirds. And they will scout out the Roche and head to the other side, it would appear. SG are down south at the moment, doing a little bit of D-ward. Thunderbirds get their own ward down. Oh no, they didn't put a ward down yet. They just are scouting now, going a bit deep.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not going to be finding anyone from SG's side. As SG do pressure the tier 2 in the bottom lane, Thunderbirds may just try to see if they can pull off SG from
Dire's
going for
bottom
any
tower
sort of
has
base
fallen.
race opportunity, but the ping is there, and ADR is moving forward. He's got Metamorph. Is he going to commit it?
Dire's bottom tower is under
For
attack.
now, they're making their move in.
Radiant's
Maybe
middle
seeing if they can
tower
force a
is under
glyph to
attack.
start things out. King RD, good double stun.
Radiant's
And
top
now the
tower
weave comes
is
out.
fallen.
ADR can begin to go to work as he already has the Metamorph out, ready to play. Resolution looking to charge on forward. Can he get off the stun? Yeah. But
No.
will get fended off. He got the stun off, it just didn't land. That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing about pushing against Treant Protector. They committed Metamorphosis. It's still half duration, but you can't do anything else right now. I mean, the Treant will heal the tower, and you have to go back.
And now Thunderbirds, I don't know if they have a smoke available to them, but they could look to take a pick and follow it up with a Roche or any other objective, because Metamorph is, well, on cooldown. I'm curious if they feel comfortable enough to kind of make this kind of play. It's feeling like it. Weehaw's confidently blinking in, looking for any sort of scouting opportunity here, but looks like they won't catch anyone. SG have already headed out the other direction and are already hanging around the Roche spot. Scan, and Scan will read too, so Thunderbirds know that SG are going to be in the neighborhood.
It's still not up. Well, this favors more the longer the Roche respawns. It favors more SG because of that Metamorphosis cooldown.
A very turtled position here for SG, not looking to take fights when they are not comfortably ready. But Thunderbirds are already strutting their way down this mid lane. It's it's kind of hard for them to just casually throw Resolution out in front as someone to kind of siege away at towers or anything, because we've seen him continue to get just beaten and battered so badly that I don't know what would be the best opportunity for Thunderbirds to kind of take their own fights or their own high ground approach.
I'll take that.
They're just waiting for those Aghanim Scepters. They're really in no rush.
Regeneration.
There is enough gold to buy Aghanim Scepter right now, but he needs to save for a buyback. So he's not gonna buy it yet.
Right now they are babysitting and walking behind the Resolution as he charges his way down that mid lane, but the Roche is already up and SG are already in the pit. Thunderbirds could push down mid lane and then bank to the right and scout out what's happening here. It looks like the illusions are already going inside. Things are going to get spotted. Are they going to blink on over and try to stop him? No. ADR will be able to get the finish and pocket the Aegis.
Cheese on TB and Aegis on Ursa. Or not, no, sorry.
Aegis
It's
on TB
Aegis
and
and Cheese on TB, yeah.
He's hungry and very greedy, and we'll take it.
Well, it seems like MKB is becoming a real popular item. I will have to ask Nahaz about MKB's, like, before a few patches ago, before Solar Crest became so popular.
Sonic Wave push pressure towards the bottom lane will hit HFN a little bit. And Thunderbirds are still making their way down, but so is SG. They could walk right to them. Already Thunderbirds are heading out, it would appear though, so looks like we may not have anyone cross paths at this time. Just kind of Thunderbirds stalling things out, and we could see them do this for the next few moments. I imagine they are not going to be looking to clash while this Aegis is still available.
Oh, Misery is just hiding in the trees. Plus Saksa as well. Oh, this could go bad for them. If they take Treant Protector out, they could push really easily. Where's that gem?
I think it's still with King RD, right? Yeah, he is close.
Oh, Misery is being spotted out.
Uh-oh. Misery trying to run back in the other direction. He does have a TP. He
So
pops
is
his.
Saksa.
Oh, and they're both going to be able to make it out. So close, but SG will not get the catch. Meanwhile, look at Weehaw. He's split pressuring while they're dealing with bottom lane. He already has a creep wave heading into the high ground. And as long as he sees no one rotating over, he'll begin to soften up that tier 3. Doesn't offer the highest right-click protection, but he gets enough work in that. Look how low this tier 3 is already at.
Yeah, he almost took it down with that 5 extra armor from AC.
They're looking for him, though.
Whoa.
Weehaw's still here hiding between them. I don't know if he's hoping for a snipe play onto the bounty hunter, or if he's just waiting for the next wave to take out with a sonic wave.
He doesn't have enough damage to
Yeah,
take
he'll
down
just get it
Bounty
out.
Hunter.
They ping him, but he's going to be gone. All right, good continuous pressure coming up from Wee here. SG are not going to be as proactive at the moment as they would probably like with this Aegis, but mid lane still pushed pretty far forward, and it looks like they are going to be heading that direction.
Yeah, SG doesn't want to wait anymore. Terrorblade has 5 slots with Aegis, has a Daedalus ready. When you build a Daedalus on Terrorblade, you say, I'm going all in, I want to finish the game right now, have as much damage as possible.
Let's see if he's going to be able to get the finish he hopes for. First Acid Spray already out from Thunderbirds. We have acknowledged their strong high ground defense as they continue to just spam everything out that they want. Pipe has been popped already though, and ADR tries to soften up the tower, but already look at the damage he's been eating a bit. He'll be forced to step back a bit. His Linkage gets popped, but really just gets like a few shots in on that tower. Nothing too impressive at the moment. And this Metamorph is going to be ending soon.
It seems pretty impossible for SG to push right now.
Yeah, they
This
need
is
to get
how
a pick
good.
first.
This is how good high ground defense they have.
Great fighting lineup on being able to get big turnarounds, but the sieging potential is going to be pretty weak. Unless, yeah, again, they can try to take a fight outside the base against Thunderbirds and be able to turn things around. Thunderbirds are doing a nice job, though. They are not playing that kind of a game and looking to wait until things are favorable for them. And what about that tree? He's got the Agnum Scepter, so all the eyes of the forest are going to begin to come out. And I don't know what kind of options they have on taking down trees. Someone's going to have to pick up a quelling blade and maybe have to deal with this.
Yeah, definitely. Probably Bounty Hunter or Dazzle.
And Thunderbird's creeping. Top lane. Confident Weehaw moves right into the fight. Self-fuels. Living Armor's there. Then the Moon with the follow-up. Gets a nice lasso pullback. Looking to get the finish on the BH, and they will be able to do so. Good casual pick, and now the Thunderbirds are going to be looking to push on forward with their advantage in numbers. Bounty Hunter's out of this. 40 seconds. He has no buyback.
A little bit of misplay from SG. If they manage to stun that Queen of Pain, maybe they could have burst her down with Ursa, but there was Treant Protector there.
Oh, Resolution walks in and he gets a good handshake and welcome as he gets brought down almost to death, but he gets the Force Staff. Now they're looking to chase him down with the Stampede, but he's still alive and well. The Octarine Core and the ulti just regenning his way back up. SG tried to be the gatekeepers on this one. Meanwhile, it is going to be King RD chasing down Saksa. Not enough for a finish yet. Two different pursuits are still happening here. HFN trying to chase down anyone he can, but Thunderbirds are fine and they make it away. That was just a hard shot to the face as Resolution tried to ascend through the staircase there. They get some decent damage on the tier 3, but obviously nothing too significant after that fight broke out.
Yeah, it's hard to take down that Alk right now. The armor, 34 armor, just regenerating from Octarine Core Radiance, Shiva's Guard, just to keep him.
Oh, follow-up fight coming out from Thunderbirds, and they get a good kidnapping here. A pullback onto King RD. Can they get the finish with Resolution and a Death Ward? They certainly will.
And they lost the gem.
The gem down, a Centaur down. He has no buyback. There's no Stampede, no damage reduction. This is not good for SG. They'll fend off and have to wait for Thunderbird's next move.
Feels like SG have a hard time controlling them in a team fight. When they stun someone with a Centaur, that hero pretty much dies, but that's their only stun. I mean, Dazzle and Bounty Hunter don't provide any stuns. With the one Force Staff, 2 Force Staffs on the side of Thunderbirds, they can easily kite around.
Abyssal's coming soon for the Ursa. It helps a little, but you know, it's still got a little ways to go here, and you hope it's not too little too late. Ooh, Sentry to the high ground. I mean, Saksa can spot out the Bounty Hunter, and now his team's going to follow it up, but ADR is also here to swing a bit. Bounty Hunter's going to be going down first, so they look to put their attention onto the Terrorblade. Can they get him out? This could be devastation for ADR and for SG if he does go down, but it looks like he is going to be able to step away. Metamorph about to come off cooldown now, and it looks like Thunderbirds will take their leave.
Aghanim Scepter is finished on Centaur. I don't know, level 20, if he gets to level 25 with that return aura, that could be big. Also, Queen of Pain is getting to level 25 really soon. 70% spell lifesteal. I mean, the other option on Queen of Pain is just, I don't know who's making up these talents, but this one makes no sense. Like, no cooldown on Shadow Strike.
So what does that mean? You just keep casting it over and over and over again?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't stack, so you just cast 5 Shadow Strikes, I guess. I don't know what's the logic behind it, but with spell lifesteal, Mjolnir, pretty popular build. I mean, when you have Mjolnir on yourself, it looks like you have Satanic. That's how much you regen.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of extra sustain power in order for Weehaw with that. Is he just about 1/4 towards his level 25 pickup. But the pressure's coming from SG towards the top lane. We already see reinforcements beginning to trickle in here for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, also there's a Witch Doctor Aghanim Scepter bought from his friend. Nice present there.
Oh yeah.
Overgrowth with Witch Doctor ulti could be huge wombo.
He pops the tree ulti here. I'm trying to see where the eyes are at the moment. Looks like they are using the Force Staffs to slide through the trees and take those eyes down.
Under attack.
But now they're going to have to step off a bit. Can't continue their pressure through that top lane because bottom's coming in. C4T steps off to take care of that one. SG will be able to get down, you know, a couple of nice little offensive wards in the meantime, but not really able to continue to push the envelope. And as this game starts moving into that late gaming period, I'm not too sure how much more favorable this is going to be for SG. We'll see.
Yeah, that's correct. Another Aghanims is gonna come on Batrider pretty soon.
I'll take that.
Yeah, he has enough gold already. Mjolnir finished on V.
And he could even still receive a moon shard from the Alchemist later too. We've been doing a good job split pushing. I mean, extra attack power on the towers certainly wouldn't hurt. SG.
Terrorblade gave cheese away to Ursa. I mean, he has problems with his slots right now. He already sold Dragonlance. What he wants to buy is MKB for that Radiance and Solar Crest against Treant Protector.
Got a ways to go though, because you want to be able to pocket up a bit of money for your buyback too. SG are back to pushing out their mid lane once again, and the cycle does continue as they pressure off both top and mid. Thunderbirds take their move to the bottom lane, pushing in those Alchemist Illusions and forcing SG to continue to step back and defend it. But they have been able to kind of move on in and find a small window of time with a short Roche timer to be able to move in and grab the Aegis here.
Yeah, it looks like SG is from Switzerland and not from Brazil. Look, two cheeses ready.
I like that. That's a cute little joke there. You're too cheesy.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Weehaw is going to be able to farm his way through the nearby camp and just continue to, you know, maintain the order of this game overall. Thunderbirds are just happy to play the economy one. It's onus on SG to kind of move forward with something, it would appear. I'm not sure what their drastic play is going to be, but maybe some sort of fun smoke movement, a call out for an Aghanim Stampede running over mountains would be a pretty fun approach here.
Yeah, maybe that, but they need to be careful for buybacks. Who has a buyback? Misery. Everyone pretty much has a buyback.
Yeah, I imagine.
Besides Treant, that's a third, fourth staff, so they can really kite around that Ursa. Just force you back like 3,000 range. Or what they can do when they're sieging the base, when SG is sieging the base, just use lasso and just triple 4 staff to tier 4 towers.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Double lasso pullback, the kidnapping special. Well, it looks like we have a little bit of a pause. It seems that there is a mouse issue at the moment for Thunderbirds, while SG also need a moment of time here. We are first game of the day already turning out to be quite a long one. No surprise, of course, because of the Alchemist and Terrorblade kind of a game, but teams going head to head. For those of you who don't know, this is going to be a full US East server series, as agreed upon ahead of time by both of the managers. And if you didn't already notice, we do have one stand-in on the side of SG. Currently no Tavo, as he just decided to step out. So King RD has stepped into the offlane position, and they have brought in a substitute from Midas Club Elite that Thunderbirds were nice enough to let play. So here we are. The game is back underway, and let's see who's going to be able to kind of move on forward and take the initiative in this series with a Game 1 win.
Yeah, I wonder what Terrorblade is gonna get rid of. Probably that Lincoln Sphere to get that MKB. Also, he's saving a point at level 25. Plus 15 stats is pretty much what people always go for, because either you win a team fight, it's not like you're gonna use those Thunders, but this game it's really good because you have Dazzle behind you, so the cooldown is let me just check. 10 seconds. Yeah, so you can swap like twice, even 3 times in a fight.
Nice. Here comes SG.
And they're in.
Now they're in for it. Metamorph is already there. At the same moment, Thunderbirds, though, are also doing their own high ground push. Weeha's already got the tier 3 down, and he's going to be making his way in for the racks. Glyph's already in order for Thunderbirds. Will keep action here on this lane as Resolution goes in, gets hit with the missile blade. They turn their focus onto him. They can't quite burst him down yet. Nice setup with the root. A pipe was already popped, and now the Death Ward's going to be coming out from the far back line. It's Misery dishing away some heavy physical bursts. It's going to be onto the Terrorblade. He is going to be able to get the Sunder off at the last second and manages to survive. Now turns it on to Misery, is able to bring him down. Resolution is forced to step back, pops his Shivas, turns it back with a stun. It gets reflected from the Lincolns. Forced to yields up is going to be Weehan. Jump in from Moon, gets a double lasso pullback, but a clutch Grave is there. He gets off a new Sunder, and ADR holds strong. What an unbelievable Sunder turnaround once again. He steps away. The Abyssal's going to be there up for Resolution. They're looking to get him. Another Sunder comes out. Barely gives him a little bit of extra life, but now they put their focus onto the Alchemist. King RD is going to be finished off, and Thunderbirds get the hold onto SG, and they wipe out the Thunderbird, or they wipe out the Terrorblade. There's the Aegis, the second life for HFN. He does manage to blink out to the side, but eventually Thunderbirds will be able to swarm on in and get their finish. It doesn't even cost the Thunderbirds a buyback on this one.
No one bought back.
They were able to just manipulate the fight and step off and play that so beautifully and defensively. I was sure that after that second Sunder, it was going to be over for them, but they held on.
2 shrines popped, Alki region, Witch Doctor, also Treant Protector had a 5-man overgrowth, just forced himself in from behind. It really looked promising for SG with those Sunders. He didn't have MKB. Last fight, this fight might look different. What Terrorblade can buy right now, he already has a Moon Shard, Boots of Travel. He needs to work towards that Refresher Orb for that double meta.
Zoxa tried to sneak in and get a nice high ground ward early, but he was spotted. And they'll take care of it. Thunderbirds now coming down the mid lane. They had already wiped out that top lane with that split pressure coming in from Weeha, and now they're looking for a bit of more. Into the high ground they go. Jumping King RD. Lincoln's going to get popped. There's the move for Moon. Able to grab a hold of just one for this one. But King RD eats his cheese, gets him with the Grave, and then quickly bursts down the Dazzle. He's going to be taking out this one, and now a jumping comes out from HFN. Can he get the burst power onto Resolution? No, yet again. He will get forced away, saved, and pops out his ulti. Weeha on the other side blasting forward with the Sonic Wave. Double buybacks are going to be forced out now from SG, trying to hold the line. Can they do it? ADR puts his focus onto Weeha, but there's another force to the low ground, and he's quickly able to make it out. The survivability of the Thunderbirds has been ridiculous in this game.
They're just kiting around. They got only Misery. They've lost Tier 3 tower and Raxus on top. And Thunderbirds are ready to go in 20 seconds. Misery is going to be up minus 40 seconds on Talent Tree. They're really good to go. Metamorphosis is going to go down in 15 seconds. So Thunderbirds will just continue pressuring.
While they wait for that cooldown, they will be continuing to heal up as much as possible. Zoxa just continuing to dish out all those eyes all over the place, and now they look to make their move in. More 4-stat saves come out. King RD says we gotta go in. Stampede's on forward, but Thunderbirds just as fast pull away. Pipe committed to, jump in, lasso. It's gonna be a grab for the Bounty Hunter. He gets hit with an early Grave from C4T, a jumping commitment from King RD, and now ADR wants to walk in and do it melee style, and they are able to get the burst onto Weeha, who does decide to buy back. And Thunderbird's going to be looking to go for the finish on this one. King RD and ADR have to head back inside, but Resolution has already made his move, and they get the Abyssal connection, looking to go for the Dazzle, and he is gone. No Grave save is going to be there for you, King RD or ADR, but can they fight their way through it? They are going to be able to get the Zoxa tree down, and they're chasing out for Resolution here. Pops the little Sunder to heal on up to top. Moon waiting on the outside for 15 seconds before he has that lasso. And Weeha goes right back in. Softens up the racks a little bit here. Death Ward going to be dropped. ADR still holding on as best as he can. He needs 30 more seconds before Metamorph will even be there. Gets off the new Sunder, but that's immediately when they make their move in to go for the lasso. Stampede damage reduction is going to be there from King. They try to get him with the pop, but it's not going to be enough. He will be taken down. He does have a buyback, and he's going to have to use it because King RD has just died back, is going to be out of this one for 100 seconds. And this is going to be what is the final hurrah for SG. HFN and ADR head right back in after they just lose one Rax. Nice force to the high ground for Misery. And everybody from Thunderbirds quickly pieces out. It looks like a
Radiant's
big win
middle
for
tower
them
is under attack.
as they make a commanding charge in this one. It's going to be SG losing another set.
Yeah, but this game is still not over. Radiant managed to kill the bottom Raxus, what's left of it, and the Shrine on the bottom as well. Meanwhile, while Thunderbirds were taking the Raxus on mid. Still, it's not over. Queen of Pain bought back last fight, so she will go all in with the items. There it is, MKB is finished. They need to try get hands on that Treant Protector before the fight starts. Just try to wrap around.
How bad do you think it is for SG though? I mean, you're saying it's still not over. They still got to fight. I imagine it's pretty critical if they're able to sneak the Aegis. That will help keep their head afloat, but Thunderbirds have been playing so well that we haven't been able to see them get caught in any sort of risky positions, but we'll see if I end up eating my words or not. C4T moves is very down that mid lane to try to get a ward planted, but it looks like he could be punished for it. Goes for the grave, but he's just hurry up and die already. They wait for the grave to end and they'll be able to beat him apart. Dazzle out for 70 seconds without a buyback is pretty unfortunate. Just a sacrifice he made to get that ward down, or vision, or anything.
Yeah, and they're on bottom, but there isn't any like big item coming from SG right now. There's no Hex, something they really need to disable. Roche is up.
Yeah, Thunderbirds look like they're gonna step all the way out from that bottom lane and just head towards the pit. Weeha's already inside of it going to work. Are SG gonna even be able to head that direction or give it a look? Doesn't appear. Resolution should be able to take care of this one pretty fast.
Yeah, Weeha will pick it up because his buyback is on cooldown. There's Cheese as well.
Alright, SG, they've been given numerous lives to be able to try to keep this game afloat, but their ultimate test is going to be coming now as Thunderbirds draw out their plan to push their way through the bottom lane and probably go for the jugular at this point. Just game number one of this best of three, but you're looking at Thunderbirds with over a 30k net worth advantage. Trying to deal with all these ridiculous eyes in the trees too. They get enough out so that they can smoke up. We'll see if SG can do anything with this. They'll head their way through their own jungle, but no one from Thunderbirds will be there.
They need to do something. They will lose eventually if they stand in the base.
Okay, this is a better approach for SG if they were hoping to get into some action. They're heading right on through towards Misery's position, but it looks like they've just narrowly missed him. Oh, as he heads up the other way. Batrider's TPing in. Are they going to head back that way? They may be able to spot Moon here. Oh my god, they're just missing each other. Thunderbirds all the way down to the bottom lane.
There's no Treant to this fight. If they make a good engage, this could be good for SG.
Okay, they're the skies. Resolution moves in. Now they're going to be popping it out. Huge Sonic Wave to fly out from Wee, and they're going to be able to quickly burst through Resolution. He's out of this one, and now it's going to be A4 looking to move on for Wee, but Wee's dishing out the huge damage and is able to get the takedown of the Terrorblade out of this one without a buyback. Oh man, SG, it looked like they were going to be able to get a good T-bone fight right on the side of Thunderbirds, but even though they lose Resolution at the start, they are overpowered.
Radiant's middle
Now it's
barracks
very
are under
bad
attack.
for SG. They're going to be having to do this one without their Terrorblade. And without
It's
their
impossible
Dazzle.
to defend without Terrorblade.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Well, HFN moves in. A few casual slashes, but he's quickly the one on the retreat, and it's Thunderbirds looking to make their move and their mark on this game number one. Looking to go for the finish. Weeha hits him up with the Sonic Wave. That's the end of King RD, and that's the end of this game. A long-winded fight, nearly an hour to get it done, but it's going to be
Radiant's
Thunderbirds
middle
who claim
barracks
game
are
number
under
one.
attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Good game.
Dire
Crazy game,
victory.
too.
Good game indeed. I mean, the Ursa lost his Blink Dagger,
Yeah.
don't forget that. And they managed to drag the game for the next, 45 minutes.
So a lot of fight in SG. That would have been, for most people, a very tilting experience, especially when you have the other team kind of smiling about it too. It's tough to kind of be able to battle back from that, but since then we saw them able to get multiple pickoffs on resolution and begin to cripple Thunderbirds a bit. But it was really, well, you tell me. I mean, what do you think was that big turning point by the back end of the game where Thunderbirds were able to kind of, maintain the game?
Thunderbird's base defense, that was their biggest strength this game. Also Alchemist, of course. 3 Aghanim Scepters, 1 Moon Shard, and I mean, we saw the SG is battling against time, so they need to take those tier 3 towers down, but they can't against Acid Spray, Treant Protector Heal, Coconuts. It's pretty much impossible. They commit Metamorphosis, but that's it. The other heroes don't do any damage to towers, so they needed to take a fight outside the base, but they couldn't find an opening.
We'll have to see how SG plans to change things up for game number 2, but it is now going to be match point for Thunderbirds to move on into the semifinals of the upper bracket. We'll cut to a break and return for Summit 7 American Qualifier action in game number 2. I'm Dakota. That's